potential for an audience. I feel like it'll keep us from being like.
Let me email him real
Talking
quick.
about our fucking house.
Right, yeah, it'll keep us out of the boring shit and keep us talking about how great our wives are.
That's true.
Thank you. I think I'm starting to get my sense of taste back, but I'll let you know.
Oh,
here
great.
in a minute.
That's good news.
I don't know what the fuck happened to me, but I don't seem to be dying at the moment, so we'll see.
How do I get this?
I'm not feeling very bantery today, apparently.
Me?
No, everybody.
Oh, yeah. It started later than usual.
That's true.
Let me send an email real quick.
Just be like, hey man, I pressured my friends to stream this live, so you better fucking appreciate it. The question is, do we need to go back to banter for the people? It seems like not, right?
It seems like not.
No banter, no bullshit. We're here to talk about vampires.
If we could bant a smidge, I don't know. If banting needs to happen, you know?
No, just keep it tight. Give the people what they want. We just go straight into talking about statistics, covering the basic rules of a game that anyone who would conceivably watch this would already know, and watching me eat.
Right on, right on. Ooh, welcome to atmosphere. Okay, they don't have a like, you know, dark horror escapes. I thought that would be nice to have if they did.
Hey, that's racist. Dark horrors.
Everybody, welcome to Shelf Importance. I am the creature who stalks your nightmares, Boss Ferratu.
Oh, I don't go so.
Corbin.
Corbin?
Oh, I'm
way up the ranks.
used to being at the end.
He's
Corbin.
never been first.
Yeah.
As soon as we start
Vampire.
the audio, as soon as we start, the audio's gone. Why did that happen?
Yeah.
Or am I?
Yeah.
No, I am. I'm spooky vampire.
Man, you I bet whatever you said was fucking super on.
I bet it was.
Super
But
profound.
I don't know what it was.
And the universe.
Now,
In other
Because you
news,
literally were like,
I'm Dingle Fangy Bob.
oh, go ahead.
Do
I can't
it
hear
again, Corbin. Try it again.
Sorry.
Try it again, Corbin.
You can't give us that sweet intro one more game.
Try it again, Corbin.
Corbin, get your ass
Try
in the
it
house.
again.
What's happening here?
I don't think
I have no idea.
missing
I'm
his
just-
He's
show.
got to be dropped audio. Oh, he
Oh,
died.
there he goes.
Hey, welcome to Shelf Importance, where bullying, technical issues. I don't know how fucking
We try something new. We try to get out of
Just
our box,
fucking
and fucking
teenagers
goddamn it.
all day, every day can do this stuff with no flaws, and we use weekly.
Have you guys considered that there is a God, and he's very upset with the four of us?
Hey, Corbin.
And
Yukon, try it again. Try it. Yukon, try it. Fuck, you can't hear me. Okay, and yeah, he hates us.
And it's important because the reason I've rejected this hypothesis in the past is like, if you just said like, what if there's a God and he hates you? I'd be like, well, he definitely hates Donald Trump more than he hates me. And that motherfucker is president. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Surely he'd throw one of
there's
us a bone.
clearly not a just God doling out punishments to people who reject his ideology, right? But if everyone's a simulation except for the four of us, and we're the only people who live in this earth, Truman Show style, then maybe there's a God that is mad specifically at us. And it's like, fuck these guys. I'm going to fuck up their stream and nobody else's, because nobody else's streams are fucked up because they don't actually exist.
They're not real. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was Bosferatu. Who's next?
That would be me, Dingle Fingy
Now we
Bob.
got to try Corvin again. He didn't get to go.
Oh, could you not hear
shit.
me?
Sorry.
No, nothing.
No, brother.
We heard nothing.
You're
I'm
like,
only going to tell you that for 30
basically,
minutes.
you were perfect, and then as soon as you went to introduce yourself, you were like, and I'm...
I touched my microphone and it fucked everything up. All right.
That's where we went wrong.
I'm Corvin Grimshaw, a spoopy vampire.
I like it. No, that was good. That was worth it.
Should I reintroduce or am I?
Yes.
So I am Dingle Fingy Bob for the third time.
Yeah, we're going to get one good cut out
We'll
of this.
get it.
I will call you that every time. Dingle Fangy
Yeah.
Bob for the third time.
And for lack of creativity,
Dingle.
which does not bode well for this position, I'm storyteller Ken. I will be guiding you through the mindscape of the world of darkness instead of us reading a book this time. And on note of the world of darkness, let me drop something in to this little guy. I gotta change something real quick. Give me just a quick second.
Would probably be
Bang, here we go.
a really good time to tell our listeners that what we're doing here is normally we have a comedy book club podcast that blends sensibility with vulgarity, but now we are
A TTRPG podcast
designed to suck
and
each
I'm
other
getting
off.
that blends vulgarity with
Just more
I don't know.
vulgarity, I think, is
well,
probably
I
what
think
we're
it's
gonna
just
bring
probably
to
going
the
to just
table
be
if we
more
had a guest.
vulgarity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to add
some
to
gore.
that, we have a cherry that's going to be popped in this whole thing.
We're doing really well. This is a
Right.
strong
So-
start.
All of us, Bob. We couldn't even get through the,
Well, that's-
the
well, I mean-
introduction to what we're doing without talking about cherries being popped. And yep.
Should I not have
No,
said
no,
that?
it's good. It's good. I was going to throw my
Okay,
own
so
thing in
that's
there, too,
me
but I forgot
because
what it
I've
was.
never played one of these before,
Yep.
Okay.
and I'm looking forward
Yeah, I'm
to it.
excited.
I'm
Let's
looking
get
forward to
this out of the way. I'll figure out a more elegant way to do this in the future. But now that we are streaming a licensed IP game, I did go through what's called their Dark Pack, which is their agreement with content creators. Everything we're doing is cool, but here's something they ask. They're like, hey, put a legal disclaimer up and show the Dark Pack logo. So, I mean, this seems like that it satisfies that requirement, right?
Nice.
I'll find a better way to put that logo somewhere more persistent. But here it is, World of Darkness, Vampire the Masquerade. Now I can use all the assets that you gave me to download as we play this game because
Is
I
this
put
a
it
segment that we could vamp on
put it here.
every week?
We
Where we're just
can.
like,
We
and
can.
now let's introduce the dark pack. Let's take the jacket off of this dark pack.
Yep. So that's the Dark Pack, and here's the agreement. We don't own any of this shit, and we're not charging for it. But you can give us money for producing content. That is something that we're allowed to receive from you in the form of gifts and
10%.
donations. Yeah. And okay, with that, I guess we'll keep your screen up for now, but it's gonna be like boom, Dimmy plane, right? Ooh, spooky. All right. We've got Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition that we are session zeroing tonight. And a lot of this, sadly, listeners, will probably have to happen off the air because we banted a long time about home improvement. And then also we started a little late because of dangerous tornadoes in our area. But
because we're very lazy and sloppy.
and
at this.
yeah, and also we don't care. We don't have the followership yet that necessitates that we have any sort of discipline in our content scheduling.
Not with that attitude, you don't.
So it really, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to work on some nice overlays. Guys, be ready to be impressed pretty soon. But I'm going to prioritize that behind deeply understanding the rule book, which, as you know, RPG rule books are pretty deep. let's ignore that for now. Let's get into talking about Vampire, what the World of Darkness is. It says it right here, but I'm not going to read it verbatim. But mostly, you like you said, Dingleberry Bob. I don't want to, or Dinglefangy Bob, third Esquire. I don't want to gloss over this. This is your first time with any sort of tabletop role playing game.
Yes,
correct?
it is.
What are you looking forward to?
Hopefully the opportunity to be creative and I'm going to make up a word. I think unleashedly creative.
Ooh.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Like the
I
whole
thought you were
character
gonna-
development.
Unabashedly?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's the word I'm thinking of.
No,
yeah.
I like yours better.
But unleashed.
I thought
So
you were.
I was thinking I'm trying to make
you...
unleashed an adverb. Sorry. Anyway.
I thou you were going to say that the thing you were most excited about is role playing a sex scene with your brother.
Which you can do
Oh my god.
as much as you
Nice.
want.
What
That's
I'm
all.
I
excited
did
about.
say the number one rule is there are no rules. So
Yep.
incest
Right.
is
It
fine.
did say that.
Yeah, well, that's in that. Okay, I will clarify. That's in regards to the governing rules of the game. So there is one thing. I think I know the answers here, but I think we'll bring it up. There is one thing of importance in the front of this rule book that they ask that you discuss, and I'll go ahead and do it just so like viewers, all of
Is
you.
it no assaults, no kid stuff?
No, it's
Yeah.
no, actually not. You're close. It's to talk about with the group anything that is off limits for the game.
Nothing for me.
I think we can answer that question by the Twitch content creator policies.
Hey, that's what we're doing. So,
Yeah.
so
I
the
think
off
it's
limit.
pretty much no assault, no kid stuff. I think it sums it up. Pretty
Wait,
well.
no, wait.
Are we
Did you,
talking like no?
did you say no assault because that happens, or
That's
did you say
Of
no
a
gonna
assault
sexual
on kids?
nature, I would say, yeah.
No sexual assault.
no essays, no James essay children stuff.
Okay, definitely not the children's stuff, but regular essays are typically allowed in the game, but we probably shouldn't on Twitch.
That would be my.
We probably shouldn't at all. We've come a long way since the first time I played.
Yeah, it's just,
Vampire. But it is in the nature of vampires, I mean, we're gonna have a lot of assaults, but not
It
sexual
absolutely
assaults.
is. I mean, I think central to vampire lore is the sort of like underlying assertion of an assault that is sexual in nature.
A wandering dingaling.
Right.
Well, it's like
right.
it's like a metaphor. You might have heard of those.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay,
It's-
so
it's like
we actually, believe it or not, I think we need to hash this one out a little more specifically. So, I'm sorry. What was the name of the vampire book we recently read?
Oh,
Lesser Dead.
yeah.
The Lesser Dead. Would you consider the events of the Lesser Dead on or off limits for this cast?
Consider them
talking about-
So like the way that Johnny feeds on people, specifically his more illicit encounters.
Fine.
feeds.
Yeah, when he like seduces them
Oh, that's
and charms them,
Yeah.
and then makes love to them,
I fight with that.
and then drinks from their femoral
I mean,
artery.
I'll tell you what. It's probably not really my character's steez, but so I'm not worried about it for myself. So if you guys just say whatever you want recorded on the internet
Yeah.
in this podcast.
It's just it's not something we discussed during the book, but I'm like, I
No,
guess that would be an essay.
There is a consent problem, but I think I think we'll keep it classy.
Okay.
I just
What
feel
about
like
okay?
yeah.
So all sexual stuff, we've talked about that. What about just violence on children in general?
love it. Big
Okay.
fan.
All right, and none of
Okay.
your none of you or the people your real families are not a part of the game, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
Anything else, anyone? This isn't the last time you get a chance to
I
bring
feel
it up.
like I'm stepping into a trap.
Anything that could dox me, off limits.
I feel like I'm stepping
Always.
into a
Always.
trap. Like I'm not thinking of every possible.
No, it's fine, and this is not the last time you ever get to say anything like that. If anything happens, you're like, oh, this is not cool. You can message me on the side,
Yeah.
put a kibosh to it,
Mhm.
or you can just say it outright. But if you don't want to look like a bitch on stream, send me a message.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that I'm gonna be more on the side of
Yeah. We know.
We're gonna have to rein you in. Yeah.
maybe
Um,
like my concern is not being too rigid.
yeah. I'm excited for you, Bob.
My concern is for
I
you guys to lose all respect for me.
well, I'd have to have respect for you for that to happen.
Oh.
Hey,
Yo.
Got him.
But no, I'm excited for you, Bob, because actually I think you have all the markers of a good storyteller yourself. So I could see you
Thank you.
I could see you getting into this and then wanting to lead one soon.
Oh, okay.
So, which would be fun. I haven't gotten to play this game in decades.
You're always leading it.
Yeah. Which is cool. I mean, I get to play everybody, you know. Okay, so I don't know how much or how little you know, Bob. So I'm gonna take an aerial
Let's go. Yeah.
approach
Go
to
with the
this real
latter.
quick. Okay. So in a tabletop role playing game, you're a player, and you control a player character.
Sure.
Okay, the character is not you. It doesn't have to be anything like you at all. And you just kind of try to keep in mind what that character does, what they're like whenever you're making decisions. The storyteller, will set the scenes. I will tell you everything that you need to know about what's going on around you. You can always ask questions if you need me to, like if you think you want me to illustrate more about what's going on. But in this game in particular, we're not using maps and minis because this is not a tactical game. This is
Because we're not dorks.
this is a role playing. That's why you'll hear me say theater of the mind a lot, because we're just like,
Okay.
we don't use a lot of visuals. I mean, I'll try to get some visuals up on screen, but for the most part, we talk through it and think about it together and create a story together.
Is it appropriate to live vicariously through a character?
You do whatever you want through your character.
Okay, I didn't know if it had to
Yeah,
be like
but please-
something different.
Please don't jerk off while you're doing.
Vampire.
For
It's
example, if you're like, man, okay,
I
think
just
this might
relate to
be-
the Bruja clan.
Yeah, this might be
that's why.
relevant to you, right? I feel like, man, sometimes I just wish
I just fucking punch
with
somebody.
in this political landscape, I could just go and set a building on fire and just like throw
Exactly.
someone into the street in the front of a bus. You can do that in the game,
Exactly.
right?
And
Okay.
Exactly.
this
I also
economy?
control all of the other characters that you interact with, aside from the three other people playing with you. So those
Okay.
are the non-player characters, the NPCs. Or in this
NPCs,
game,
I know what that is.
when you might also see in here SPCs, which is in the rulebooks here, which are storyteller player characters, I believe, but all the same thing. NPC, SPC.
Okay.
That's me.
Sure.
And I'm going to guide you through a campaign, or through
Okay.
in Vampire a chronicle. A chronicle is made up of individual stories. Those stories are made up of individual chapters. So each session is basically a chapter that we get together and work through, like the beginning of it to end of a little arc. Those are going to form one big story. And if your characters survive, they live to play another story. And we can jump days, years, decades, centuries if we want. And
And-
forwards or backwards.
Now, this is just an
Ooh,
interest
even
question. Do
backwards?
you
Mhm.
develop that universe, that environment, the story, like on your own, or are there like prepackaged things that you can get?
Both.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there are basically, I've got books that tell me everything that I need to know about creating a story within this world.
Okay.
Our first story, I am creating, and it won't be super long. It's going to be more so to get everybody used to playing together
Okay.
and how to play the game. And then from there, I usually like to make my own stories, but I do have some Chronicle source books that we could try if we wanted to as well.
Okay. So it can be either or I imagine a mix of as well.
Yeah, I prefer writing them because I like to base things off of what the characters are, what you guys are doing.
Okay.
Like I only have a couple main points of a story currently, because I want to know who your characters are first, and then your characters are going to make the decision. Like for example, you've got Blake has Otis. He's this like backwoods character, right?
Right.
And even just off him telling me about his character, my brain started running. I'm like, okay, cool. What if like Bob decided he wanted to be like a professor, and then he was embraced, and he had to switch and like get a job at a community college because that's the only place he can consistently only work night classes, and he was like Otis's professor. Because then, like Otis was at community college when he got embraced, like, and that you never get that out of a source book, right?
Right.
So there's that. Okay. So there is the question of when do you guys? Is there a certain era that you think would be like a blast to play, or do you just want to play modern, like now, today, 2025? Because I've got a couple ideas on that. You can say like, man, we just want to like dig into the 90s, or like the 80s, or you can say like, I had the idea. What would it be like to play during like, okay, it's the start of COVID 2020, everybody's masked up. Even that by itself is like a weird dynamic for Vampire. So I mean, does anybody have a strong feeling towards?
I don't have a strong.
Otherwise, I'm going to lean
feeling either way.
I feel like Otis's character, it makes the most sense for him to be born in like the 50s.
Okay. So your character.
But outside of
go ahead. Sorry.
Outside of that, I don't have a strong opinion.
No, that's fine with me. Do you have an idea of when you want him to die? Because you want to start the game. We'll start the game as vampires. So,
yeah.
When you say die, do you mean converted?
Well, you're dead. No, you're dead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Basically that'll just be like your appearance, or like what was going on, like how long you've been a vampire.
Okay, right.
I picture him as like mid-20s.
Okay, so we're saying you died somewhere in the 70s, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, come up with a backstory for that. Just like with the setting you were in when it happened.
with how I died. Okay. Yeah.
What about you, Core?
What are their vampire rules for turning and all that? You gotta get a little vampire spoo in you.
Right.
It's like lesser dead.
Okay, so the vampire is. I'll give you super quick hit on some lore. Okay, you've got Cain, like Cain and Abel. Cain was the first vampire when he was cursed to walk the earth forever.
He runs the chicken
which
place.
He still does. Okay,
of course he does.
To this day, because he's cursed to forever walk the earth. All right.
We got some in the grocery store.
So he sired the second generation of vampires. He sired the second generation. So he's the first generation. They're the second. That's a word you're going to hear a lot. Generation. Okay. They sired the third. The thirds killed the second for their power. He cursed the thirds. Cain did. And that's what gave us all the distinct clans, their banes, and their differing powers.
Now,
Tower of Babbledom.
Yeah.
How many of those were there? Is that the 12 or 13? Okay, 13.
Right.
Okay.
And then, so they sire their children's clans. They survive the flood. They're called antediluvians.
So it's very much like an evil house of Israel, like 12 tribes, but we've got 13. Okay, all right.
It is. Yep. And then yada yada yada, down and down. You guys are going to be like 12th or 13th generation. So like, it's pretty weak.
Sorry, I already wrote in my backstory that I'm 4th.
Oh, okay. Okay, then you're going to be absolutely mad, probably. Which that'd be cool. Yeah, there's one of the antediluvians has spread himself so thin that he was the entirety of the ground under New York.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying that's the level of power and like insanity of the antediluvian characters. So like the Tzimisce antediluvian, they're like they can like shift, they control their skin and blood and bone and stuff, and he spread himself underneath the soil of the entirety of New York, and that was like the like prophecy for the vampire end time was that he would swallow up all of New York, but he's just like in the ground. That character is.
Oh, okay.
Just like butter over too much bread.
But it's
cool.
Really strange stuff. So I mean that if that's what you want your story to be as a 4th generation vampire, you can just come up with something where you're just a plot point and you never get to play.
I just want more power than everybody else.
You are the Appalachian Mountains.
I am the Appalachian
That's what-
Mountains.
that's-
I am the Mountain
Yep.
Dew.
Can we Mountain don't please? All right. So and okay, where were we at? So you guys would be 12th or 13th generation vampires, probably 13th.
And you get weaker as you go further from
Correct.
Cain.
Yeah, the potency of your blood is what we're talking about.
All right. I know we're not trying to dig real far into lore, but you just told me that one guy could fucking shapeshift and become the sewers or whatever. What the fuck is Cain capable of?
Pretty well.
This motherfucker's out here eating an entire
Pretty
city.
well anything.
Oh, he just is like unto God because he killed his brother.
Yeah, he's the god of the undead, of darkness, basically.
That fucking rules. Can I kill my brother and become the god of darkness?
These are
Let me
man.
text
You know what?
him
You
real
can
quick.
okay. You feel free to ask me how you want, but these are really great
Yeah.
questions for the in-game characters that would be guiding you. But yeah,
Oh, great.
a vampire can increase its generation by consuming a vampire of a higher generation. It's called diablerie.
Sounds
It does.
delicious.
And I'll tell you now,
Now-
everybody always wants to do it, and it is hard.
Now, what I want to know specifically, because we're still trying to answer a question about like backstory and stuff, is like, how do vampires make other vampires?
That's what I was just getting ready to get to.
They bite, kill,
Bite,
inject.
drain, and feed you their blood.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Cool.
it.
They worry about
And then
STDs?
you inherit their clan bane and powers and differentiators and things.
and send herpes.
No, but
Yeah.
but a vampire can. There is like a slang word for it that I forget now. But the vampire can carry disease around to people that they bite, but they don't experience the disease themselves.
Okay, so we're like
So you
we're
bite-
like
you buy one person.
mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Malaria is a big problem. with vampires.
Yeah, I think there's a story. There's like a VTM story about it being like one of the reasons the plague spread, like the Black Plague.
Oh,
How about we
nice.
set this
do you
in the
wanna play
night?
Plague
How about we
Time?
set
I
it
have a
in
Dark
the
Ages
1980s
source
then?
book. That's what we used to play. Is Dark Ages. It's really fun.
You said going for the
Yeah,
80s,
go for the
Yukon.
80s.
I love that aesthetic of like, it's like camera, like a panning shot, Venice Beach. Everybody's like colorful bikinis and roller skates, and then it's like the four of us with just like black trench coats and shuffling from shade to
Great,
shade.
great decade.
Muscle Beach in the background, pumping some iron.
Great decade to be sharing blood.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Around 84.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, is that where we're going? We're targeting an AIDS epidemic. Is that what you're saying? Nate?
I'm gonna name my character Ryan White.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's keep rolling through character stuff here. Does everybody have this character page open? Like,
I do.
Okay, mine doesn't look like that. Like it's got a lot of like characteristics like strength, dexterity, stamina, and like I don't know if I can.
You're
you're
probably
probably
clicked
too
many
far. Are you
times.
on getting started still? Are you not following?
No, so I went to
I had it open.
the
There we go.
let me go to groups. So I went to we were at groups.
I'm gonna go refill my drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Can you do mine too?
Mm-hmm.
Dingleberry Bob.
Yes.
In the Discord session 0, I dropped a link to the characters page.
Okay, let me go back in there.
You're gonna be rolling shit. That's your.
So, do I click on create a character?
Yeah. For Vampire the Masquerade. I'm gonna walk through the series or through this as well with you guys.
We're just gonna whole ass be like how to use VTT tutorial here.
Yeah. Are you on this
So-
page yet?
Not yet. Let's see. Going to the vampire link.
I mean, I
Was
think
that-
all I had to do was go up to here, characters, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then click Vampire the Masquerade, which I think was about over here.
Yep.
And then that
okay,
drops
I
you right
guess
here.
that's. I'm not sure where to get to that page.
All right,
Just
back up,
kinda
Blake.
have to upload rolling shit again.
Okay, now
So
that
you
I
go here.
recognize that page. Okay, hold on.
Yeah. And then create character up here.
Okay. Let me go back.
Ken, I love your all red background, and I was going for it. I was
Oh, thanks. You're
going
purple.
with this. Yeah, the purple is looking really clutch, though. I really like that
Okay.
color.
Yeah,
So-
I like the purple.
What I was wanting was
So-
like,
I already have. So see where you're little down at the kind of middle of the bottom left. Your Otis Grimsby
Yeah.
red. I've got one of those, but it says Dingleberry Bob's character. Now is that did I fuck something up?
Just
well,
delete it.
click on it, dog, and
Okay.
see what happens. No,
Well,
just
then
click on
I-
the shit.
He's too far there. We need to start him at the beginning.
Okay,
Oh, darn.
that's where I was there.
Fuck.
Okay, I just deleted it. Create a character. Vampire.
You want me to pull the wizard back up, I assume. Okay.
It's
We'll
fine.
I'll go
Okay,
back and
I'm-
do
I'm here
Otis
now.
shit later.
Because you probably didn't
Yep.
click the right age anyway. Blake, if you had the option yet. Or did you get an option to choose your age yet?
I did.
Okay. Neonate.
I did that based on what we said.
I'm back.
You're gonna be a neonate though if you were embraced in the 70s.
Not Yukon. I'm Corbin Gramshaw. Select the age.
So I'm here. Should I be doing something, or am I just hanging out for right now?
Okay, if you're here, here's where we're gonna go. So, Bob, you're gonna be creating a character sheet. Okay, you need to think about the human that you're gonna be throughout this entire creation. Okay, don't just think about what kind of powers you want to use and like how to make the strongest character. Okay,
Okay.
think about your character and what they're like, and the character sheet is going to be just point values representing their physical, mental, and social attributes. Okay, it's just a mathematical representation of a person,
Okay.
so that whenever something happens in story that I think it can chance one way or the other, you're going to roll dice based on those numbers, and the dice are going to tell us if it goes one way or the other. So if you were to say all kinds of simple, I want to go open this door, whatever, you just go open a door. If you say I want to run and kick this door down, we're going to look at what your character's strength is and their athleticism, and then you're going to form a dice pool. So you might say dexterity 2 or strength 2, athletics 3. You'll get 5 dice. You roll those dice, see how successful you are, and then I'll interpret that to tell you what happens. Okay, so that's a way to kind of keep it fair and balanced and not go crazy, and keep everybody true to their characters. That's what you're doing now to build this.
Okay.
All right, so the first thing you need to do is name your character.
Now, can I end up changing this?
Yep, I think. Probably, but does everybody have
Okay,
names right now?
I have one.
Oh, you're going to want to be doing your real character, Blake.
Shut the hell up, man. Fine. I came here to show Bob the way.
And I wonder if
This is how you treat.
Okay, so I have the name.
okay, I'm going to take over sharing for just a minute because I'm wondering if your screen is blurry because it's like because you're not the one running it or something.
Cool. That's fine.
No, mine's also blurry. Well, it's not blurry. It's just not 100%,
Yeah.
I guess.
Dork.
Yep, I know. But I'll switch it back to you then. That's fine. Boss Ferratu. There you go. Okay, what we got for names, guys?
I have Bob Von de Hex.
Bob Von de Hex, huh? Okay.
Oh,
I'd like to know where's that coming from.
I'm a big fan of
Bavarian for Dingleberry.
I'm a big fan of Dutch Baroque art, so that's the way to say Bob of the Witch.
Bob of the Witch. Okay, nice.
In Dutch.
Look at you getting all creative.
See?
Okay, so and then what about Corvin? What's your name history? Where'd that come from?
It's from a little town called Anatoli, Italia, or AI.
Oh, okay. I see.
Listen, I'm not the most creative person. You guys know me.
AI is perfect for this.
I'm gonna be using it for prompts for a lot of stuff. I'll make the decision. I'm not gonna let it tell me what to do.
Yeah,
fuck that.
I love that image.
I'm gonna use it. Yeah, and we can work together afterward for me to give you guys.
How'd they get a picture of me coming out of the shower?
Yeah, I'd love for us to work to get some AI generated art that we can have ever present up next to everybody's names.
Cool.
I think that'd be great.
Cool.
I'm gonna see if I can make it part of an overlay. So pick whatever one you want now. We'll change it later. All right, cool. So let's see. For you, Bob, on age, you're gonna select child.
So select child.
Childer, yeah.
Childer, okay.
cheater.
Um,
I'm gonna grab a drink real quick.
Yukon, Corvin.
Yep.
What do you think about? Do you have any opinions on when you want your person to be born, embraced, etc.?
We're doing a modern time.
Modern, yeah.
I'd like them to be
Do I need to click begin?
in their 50s. So that probably means they were born in 1935.
So you want to be older, been a vampire for a while?
It's a joke on me not knowing how to do age math.
Oh, I see.
But I guess born in...
How much do you remember from the first time we played?
Just a little bit, but I thought it was we were in some medieval times or something. So I mean I remember a little bit, but man, dude, that was a fucking decade ago now.
It was a long time ago. Okay, why don't you? Yeah. It's
so
good.
I think I want my. Or you're not asking how long I want him to have been a vampire. You're
a little bit of both, because you're going to select basically. I'll let you guys be childer or a neonate. Neonates were embraced 15 to 50 years ago.
Okay.
Childers are embraced within the past 15 years. I'm going to make Bob do that because he's never played a role playing game.
I wouldn't mind if I've been embraced for 30 years.
And you're 50 now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. You can work out the math later. Make yourself go ahead and select neonate for your age.
Okay. Ooh, blood potency and plus 15 EXP. I'm just picking one of these images right now.
Okay, and then click begin once you've gotten those, Bob.
Okay.
Nice.
So I've got my name, my age, placeholder for a picture for now, and then just hit begin, right?
Yep, just click any kind of picture there.
Right.
Okay, I guess I will.
Oh my god. The cat, the caitiff, the clanless, panders, orphans, trash, scum.
What's wrong with that?
That's pretty terrible.
Were you both wanting to be K-Tiff?
I'm just looking through each of these.
Hey, Tiff for life, baby.
Oh my god, there's so many clans. Woo.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if one maybe looks like the backstory that I have in mind.
Well, tell me. I can probably help you out. What's your backstory?
All right. So It's okay to talk about right now.
Yeah. This is what Session Zero is
Okay.
all about. We want to hear as much as you know about characters.
All right,
And be
so-
prepared to write some of this in session notes, by the way, later.
So the timeline of what I just gave you kind of works out for this, and I need your opinion on whether my turning story is plausible.
Okay.
I want my turning to have been kind of an accident.
Okay.
Like goth punk kind of thing. I was thinking maybe getting a tattoo. Tainted tattoo turned me into a vampire.
Oh, no, that
something.
doesn't work like that.
No.
But you can be turned by the tattoo artist.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Well, they have to drain your blood.
I love
It's
that
not like
concept.
it's not like an infection.
Okay.
It's more like
they drink my blood and spit it back into my holes.
They drink you dry till you're dead, and then they
Oh.
they cut themselves and feed you their blood.
Oh. Is
But
any
I
of that
feel like you could probably adapt it so that the tattoo artist is the one, like, so you got this like wicked tattoo artist, right? And he's like the best artist in the city,
Yeah.
but like every once in a while somebody goes missing. What he does, he like kills him, sucks him dry, puts his own blood into the tattoo gun, and then gives them a tattoo
there? That.
Yeah.
while they're
Yeah.
While they're
such
dead. I don't
dry.
see why we
Yeah.
shouldn't
Okay.
do that. I mean, it's our game.
So
Whatever.
this kind of
sounds-
that I like that.
Rule of
I
thumb,
like that
baby.
a lot because you said we're not good people.
You're not.
So
Well, you can be a good person, but your
Here's my-
vampire inherently is not good.
here's my concept. Goth punk, people can be wearing a lot of leather, right? I'm gonna be a leather maker, a craft leather maker.
Nice. Okay,
And-
hold on.
and
I also don't want you to lean too hard into your idea of the goth punk. Hold on.
It's
No.
inspired a lot of this shit.
No. I want you.
You're going
No,
places.
I want you to do it. That's what our world is going to look like.
Yeah.
The regular world is still normal.
Oh, we live on the. We're just goth punk.
Our world is darker that we're going to inhabit and that we're going to be around most of the time.
Yeah. Well, see, I want to
You
be close to
can.
those people. I'm gonna be crafting leather.
Okay.
But
Your character could invent the utility.
Let's
But-
back up real quick. Do you
can
guys?
just listen to my idea?
Yeah,
All right.
but it's important. Okay. Are you do you guys want to play in a world that is a goth punk world? Because I can easily adapt to that, to where like everything's like that.
No,
Where it's like
mine still
where it's like
works whether we
cyberpunk.
do or not.
Okay, continue now.
I'm gonna sell people leather made from human skin from the people I eat. Because I'm bitter about being turned into a vampire.
All right,
And
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I gotta make some notes.
Corvin the Tanner.
How's that? Is that cool?
They call you the Tanner. I
Is
like
that pretty evil?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Corvin Grimshaw.
Danny Tanner's my brother.
Wait, that's a character, right? Where
That's
do I know Danny
Full
Tanner
House.
from? Full House. That's right.
Yep. So now I'm just looking for
Okay, you
A
would make
clan.
you'd make a really great Samitsi.
have I been through them yet?
Samitsi.
Oh, I hadn't made it to them yet. Dragons, Old Clan, Voids, and Stokers.
Strokers.
All right, so Samisians in particular are flesh crafters.
Ooh, okay. Dope.
So look at this one, this discipline here called protein. As masters of their own physical forms, the Tzimisce use protein to force themselves into other shapes, especially those associated with many of the ancestral lands of the Oak clan, such as the bat and the wolf.
Oh, yeah.
But then many still practice the methods of vicissitude, which allows them to treat their own bodies as subjects of primal clay. And at certain levels, you can also start doing that with others.
Does that mean you can like
So-
make your dick really big?
Yeah, you can. If you want, that's what you want to do. You can do that. Ooh, wicked to have a Tzimisce in the group.
I've
Absolutely
always
wicked.
wanted to be impressive.
That'd be really wicked. Okay.
Can I change my
Bob-
name to Tamlin if I can turn into a wolf?
Sure, yeah. Blandlin.
All right, so I'm gonna pick that.
All right, Bob, you're wanting to be a Bruja.
Brouhaha.
So easy for you to just click Bruja. And then
Okay.
Blick.
I got my eye on a little cative situation, but I could be talked out of it. Otis's deal is that he's just like a very backwoods, uneducated, lovable scamp. And he's got when he was as he was getting it, when you live in the Appalachians in the 50s, it's like your 20s is basically old age. So as he was like getting older, he was like losing teeth, right? And so one of the teeth that he had lost was his canine tooth. And so when he became a vampire, he's got just like the one vampire tooth.
Yeah.
Which makes things a little difficult for him sometimes with feeding. But he does. I think we established before the show that he does carry his other broken out tooth, and he uses it like a farmer uses a piece of wheat, like a toothpick kind of thing. Yep. But I don't know how that tracks to a clan.
Yeah,
because he's just like a hillbilly, and then it's been kind of a loner since. He just
So Caitiff can be sired from other Caitiff, but more often than not, it's some sort of accident. So we can work in. We could work in some kind of story where you have a sire who failed, I guess, at embracing you fully into their clan, and then you have an interesting dynamic with that character. Have you thought of like disciplines that you were interested in, or have you?
No, I did no work.
Okay.
Every time Bob was like, "Oh, should I read something?" I just doubled down on my stance of like, "No, I'm not going to read anything else. I got to read less so that Bob can take up the slack."
Right.
With all the reading he's going to do.
Yeah, you can.
So no,
you certainly can be a Caitiff. I'm thinking your like sire would. It'd be cool if you had a Nosferatu sire or even a Malkavian. The Nosferatu are like their bane is that they're really kind of just traditionally like grotesque.
Oh, nice.
But but they also have like some animal like discipline powers. Which might be cool if Otis was like, if he was a hunter or something and he had like a animal friends and stuff, he's like basically like a dog whisperer. I don't know, but you could carry that into that would be something like a natural thing about Otis's personality that would carry over into like translating into the discipline of being able to communicate and control animals. But you wouldn't exactly copy those disciplines though. So you pick 3.
Okay. And then
right.
So you're saying in order to choose Caitiff, I need to have a sire in mind, and then you
don't have to. You don't have to. No, your disciplines are whatever 3 you want to be.
But you can.
I want you to for story purposes. For us to have a sire, we can talk about it on the side.
Here's what I'm thinking on the turn story. I'm thinking like Otis lives up in the mountains with his like
sister,
I don't know, lovably inbred family, right? They're just up in a cabin with like no air conditioning or whatever. And you guys watch Demon Slayer, the anime? Okay, well, no spoilers here, but they just like one day, like a vampire comes through and is like feeding, like, Otis is out like chopping wood or something. And he comes back and just like his whole family's been murdered, right? But he sees this vampire like feeding. He's like, "I'll get back, you devil!" And he goes and like swings the axe, right? So what I'm thinking is he does successfully injure this vampire. I don't know how possible this is within the lore, but he gets this vampire with an axe while this vampire is in like a feeding, stupor or whatever. And then the vampire turns around and kills him, but like bleeds him completely dry and doesn't realize that there's like, a fold in the tablecloth that's like accumulating the vampire blood, and just like he happened to be laying right in the right spot for it to like drip into his mouth, and then 36 hours later he's just
He just comes to you.
what the heck? What tarnation? Yes, I'm going to do that voice.
Yeah, okay. No, I like it.
Glad. I look forward to that.
Yeah, both of you, the interesting like blood turning stories. I mean, might as well allow it. I've never heard anyone asked to do it indirectly like that, and I don't know a rule for it. So I mean, why not? Yeah, I could also see them trying to. I could also see them trying to turn you to punish you for attacking them, right?
For the crime of incest. Oh,
yeah, but like, oh, now you got to like live forever with this torment, whatever, that kind of deal. But they're also, depending on, I mean, you're not supposed to embrace basically without the permission of like the local prince. So they probably wouldn't do that. But that's a really good story for why it's a mistake, or why it's like a secondhand kind of accident there of why you could be a caitiff instead. So then your sire flees afterward. He kills you and flees. He's alive, right?
Yeah, because he thinks he's left me husked. Is that what do they call it in the in Lesser Dead? They had a name for.
The husk
bleeding
was
people.
from that fucking house book where it was the ghosts and all that at the cookie shop, tea shop. It was the same author of the House of the Cerulean Sea.
Yeah,
anyway, that's where husk. That's where. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I thought there was something like that for Lesser Dead. Anyway, okay, Bob, have you thought anything about what your character's like? And
yeah, so not details, but I want to preface this, and I think I'm going to make you guys very proud because I'm not a big movie fan and I don't know a lot, but I do know this. So, do you ever see The Postman?
Nope.
Do you know what I'm? That's
never even heard of it. Bob.
Maybe I might be calling it. It's the Kevin Costner film where, like society collapses and they have these little.
Oh, you're thinking of Waterworld.
No. It's not that. It's his like modern society.
It's called The Postman.
It is The Postman. Okay,
yep.
And John Malkovich is in there, and he's the leader of the local kind of gang, overlord kind of group, and the postman early on finds this group, and he's gonna join the gang, or he's just trying to find a place to land, for society. Anyway, and the Malkovich character kind of explains that before whatever happened, he was just I think he was like a copy machine repairman, and he was just a nobody. When all this happened, he's like, oh, I can be whatever I want. And he went from being this mild-mannered copy man to a psychotic gang leader kind of thing. And so it's like this. So what I want is kind of for the
Malkovich's character was that.
Yes, not Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
So I kind of want, like, in his human form to be this kind of person that has these strong feelings of justice, but just doesn't feel like he can really do anything just because of his lowly position in society. No one will listen to you. Just kind of that thing. But when he gets these newfound powers, he's like, now he gains this confidence of, I'm going to be able to beat ass and, just kind of, exert my will over the people that I have been oppressed by, or something along those lines.
For no particular reason, could we also insert a storyline about how your character really wants to kill Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, I can do that.
Just like, I just fucking can't take the injustice of this system anymore. This fucking asshole in the White House. He's got to go, man. And just to be clear, I'm talking about Bob's character talking about Ronald Reagan, not killing any assholes who are currently in the White House.
We're modern, right? That's what we landed on.
I thought we had landed on.
I thought we were talking 80s.
Okay, well, let's back up and hash that out again. Take a vote, guys. What do you guys want to do?
80s, baby.
I can live in the 80s. I did.
Fuck. Okay.
What I thought 80s was your idea.
It was a joke.
Oh, God,
it was a joke about AIDS, which is probably not funny.
It was a
I love
joke
it.
about
I think
AIDS.
I think it's such a great setting for just top to bottom.
No. I don't want to do that because I don't want us
fire.
to be like kids on bikes, Stranger Things and shit. I'd rather it be modern times.
Okay.
He's got strong feelings.
Can I change my name to Luigi?
Do you want to do? Just I can't believe I didn't sell you on killing Ronald Reagan. Really thought that would have sealed the deal for you.
Okay, so now that's fine. So you guys select your clan like I've done here. I've selected K-Tiv just because it's, I need to be able to walk through that.
Can I say we should
mine's
do,
asking
like,
select Bane.
Not modern. We should do like COVID. Like modern aesthetic, but not like today. Because I don't want to be fucking talking about like AI in this game.
I'm glad none of us are hackers.
I liked your.
I thought about being a hacker.
I liked your idea about like.
So there's a
navigating the COVID. I think it's fun to have an interesting.
We can do it as long as we're anywhere in the like 20. I'm gonna say like 15 on. There's an antagonist group that is the Second Inquisition. That's a human vampire hunting group that I want to be able to include. I'll include them regardless, and I'll just have to fudge the lore. I mean, who gives a shit?
Fuck it.
But
yeah, if you want to tell us what lore to respect, you can sponsor our show.
Yeah, and I was also
whoever the hell publishes this game.
For what it's worth, too. I mean, do you guys? I was gonna do like alternate political figures and stuff if it is necessary. But if you want to,
because I do want to kill some politicians.
Yeah, so that
and I don't want to go.
And that's why we do the alternate figures, so we can do that.
Yeah, I know.
In walks Boren Lobert.
All right. So
all right. So you do that, and you go to select clan in the top right here. You can see on the screen I'm sharing. Bang.
Yep. So highlight the clan, and then select clan.
And then you go
PNOR.
Bottom of the clan list. You go to attributes and skills.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of this you're probably going to want to revisit, or it's going to you're going to want to spend more time reading through here. Probably. Do you guys want to like walk through this together, or do you want me to go through page by page and then ask questions and then do it on your own later?
So what are the two options?
We can go through it with you guys now, right, live in real time, which I don't recommend.
Hey,
like the full run through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just because
and
it'll
then
take
and
us
then right, no, that's
hours
fine.
And we didn't give ourselves that
that's
kind of
fine.
time, unless you wanted to hop on tomorrow.
But your second option is kind of
I walk through it and
summarize
talk about what you're going to be doing,
and then I can read the details later.
Yeah, because you're probably
door
going
number
to
2.
read
Door number 2.
a lot more of this as you make decisions. I know at least you will.
Yeah, door number 2.
But yeah, any of you can feel free to fill stuff out as you go through. Okay. Okay.
Rocky, whoa.
So the way this works is, I'm not sure how well you can see it on the screen here. I can zoom in. You've got your attributes. These are like social, physical, mental. I think is at least what they used to be called. But they're basically like 3 buckets of like your overall personality. Okay. And then you have skills. So your attributes are like your innate abilities. Your skills are things that you've learned and have gotten good at. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to be combining these things almost on almost all of your dice rolls. It's going to be an attribute plus a skill almost all the time.
Okay.
So you're going to have for your level of character here now, you can see off to the right, 0. It says like 0 out of 1 right here. Right. So this means one of your attributes gets a level 4. 3 of them get to be level 3, and 1 of them gets to be level, or one gets to be level 1. I mean, as far as dots adding to this area, okay? So I get 4 I can put up here I have 4 that I can put in one category for my best ones. So let's say I want to do strength to be my 4, right? Cool. I selected it, and now it's selected. Then I go down to 3. Okay, I want my 3 to be, let's see, I want to be really strong, and I want to have good wits about me. By the way, metagaming note, wits is an important one. You probably want at least 3. It's like you can think, and it makes the basis of a lot of rolls. But 3 of these get to be a 3, right? So I'm gonna.
It's really not very on brand for my character.
Yeah. Well, hey, you don't have to do it. But it's not really your intelligence. That's why intelligence is different. Like if you're gonna actually
ability to think on your feet.
With your street smarts.
Well, yeah, just in general, it's going to title a lot of stuff like your ability to connect the dots between something, right? Like I've got, if you're going to say I'm going to try to see what's going on. If I'm going to try to pay attention and perceive what's going on in the area, I'm going to select wits plus something, perception probably. Okay, so then I'm going to pick, let's see, dexterity as another 3 and stamina because I'm a physical character. And then I get some to place an extra 1 in. Let's go with resolve. Boom, all my selections are done. And then I get to choose a skill distribution, okay, of these 3. Jack of all trades gives me a certain breakdown of skill allocation. Balanced gives me a different breakdown. And then specialist gives me another different breakdown. So for this part here, you're going to want to look through all of the skills available to you.
Right. I love how it tells you, here's what a 1 means. Here's what a 4 means.
Right.
1 in strength, you can crush a beer can.
Yep, and I didn't show any of that. Let me pop back and show that real quick.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, so you click a down arrow. It gives you a good idea of how these are represented, okay?
A 40...
We could probably get everybody to this part. When it comes to skills is where it would take a long time, right, for us. So athletics, here's what all that means, right?
Okay.
And you're going to start with 0 on all of these. This doesn't mean you're completely inept. It just means it's nothing special about you. You haven't done anything in that area. Because you haven't
developed it yet, right?
Yeah, you could be strong and dexterous, right? And have never used a melee weapon, right? Mm-hmm. So when you if you try to pick up a bat and swing it at somebody, you're going to use your dexterity in your roll, but you're not going to add anything for melee because you've never trained. But if you played baseball for a long time, add a 1, right? That kind of thing. You know how to swing something. Or if you've trained, if you're I've trained using a sword, maybe give yourself a 2 or a 3 there because now you have training as well. And it's something you're going to want to do in the game because your character did that. Okay. And that's the level of thinking you put into every one of these.
Jesus.
Here, okay?
I've studied the butterfly knife for 35 years.
Right. I'm gonna rip through this if I can. Because I have to sadly allocate all of these before I can continue to the next page.
Boo.
I know, right? So you can select or deselect these.
Demo mode.
Is there a demo mode? That'll be great.
Oh, there's a finance mental skill.
Woo!
A 5. You can make money, do anything, including stick to your pockets. Or
that sounds
crash cut.
Like a lie. That sounds exactly like what the flesh crafting tattoo Samitsi would be interested in.
No. I am trying to think about what. Oh, craft. Physical craft.
Guys, I've been looking through these spending reports, and I just don't think that things are adding up.
Do we need to be doing this right now, or
no? I've got to click through it so I can advance to the next section.
Right.
Yeah.
to show
And by
us disciplines and powers.
Right. And don't forget, there are 3 different allocation breakdowns from which you can select. Okay.
Right.
So if you decide.
So if you want to be really focused on something, you can just
You select the specialist.
Should we
right?
metagame talk, the 3 of us, and be like, hey, is there a role? Can metagaming, is there something that we want to make sure? You said, what was it? Wits is good to be hot, like at least have some proficiency in. But I mean, like as a party, if we all do this independently and then we all wind up wanting to be big, strong, dumb, brute vampires, we're gonna be fucked. Like,
I don't think that's not necessary. You don't need a full like diverse party breakdown like you need in D&D.
Okay.
And I mean, more usually, I mean, I think it's most typical that a clan would run together. So you would just be like bruja, 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 right? So, but I mean, when you play the game, you end up with an odd coterie. We're gonna want to find a reason. Keep all this discussion.
The 3 of us.
Keep all this discussion public until the game starts, so I can help you through all that. So keep it on session 0 talk.
Okay.
But we're gonna want to find a reason the 3 of you are together, especially with I think there's a really opportunity for a cool dynamic with Bob being a fledgling vampire and you guys being a little older.
We're grooming him.
That's exactly right. That's what happened. Okay, so you get to this.
Don't touch me there.
So you get to specialties.
Squeal for me, piggy.
When you get to specialties, you're gonna pick something you're really, really good at. Okay, so I'm gonna pick brawl. And then I can say like, what about brawl am I good at? And then it gives me a couple extras just based on selections that I've made. Okay.
Kissing.
My cousin.
So I can kiss you whenever I want. How do I select these fucking things? Does it make me do that? Okay, made my selections. Boom. So you have to type in what you're doing there so that they acknowledge that you've selected it. All right, then you're going to get a couple of disciplines. You're going to want to spend time reading for the clan people, it's going to be, for the people who have chosen a clan, it's going to be easy because you have clan disciplines that you have to choose from, okay?
Was it before we started broadcasting that we decided that my character is part of a clan?
That's a bad route. It just makes me want to kill you real quick. So this is going to be different for Blake because he's a K-Tiff. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention the extra thought you're going to want to put into that is based on you.
This is me
you won't have a Bane. Okay. All of your leveling will be more expensive.
Suck it, doinks.
Did you hear the second part?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of my leveling.
And there's some other things too, but I'll hit that on the side.
I mean, I kind of want a Bane, but
I'm going to suggest you take them as flaws, which you'll have an option to do later. Excellent. Which I already think your tooth counts as one. So I think you should take. I think there's one called there's one called I think painful bite or painful kiss.
It takes me twice as long to feed.
Well, that would suck. But also you won't be able to like charm people into like liking it if you have the painful bite flaw. So it's like always a horrible experience for people and they feel like they're being attacked. So you have to you're gonna have to always viciously attack people. Which I think would be great.
I'm starting to see why this game why there's not like another actual play of this game. It's a little bit blue for you.
Okay, so here you go. You select. You can read about and select your powers. Blake has the K-Tiff has a huge list of them because he's not clan specific. He's an accident, so he'll have to choose between these. Discuss that with me, Blake, when you do it.
You might have talked me into Nosferatu. I'm going to read up on it.
They're great. The Nosferatu's great, and you'd make a really good one. Wish I could back up now. So I'm just going to pick Celerity, which, by the way, Bob, that's going to be a good one for you. I think your clan has that.
That's the speed one, right?
That one.
No, that's how much celery.
Yeah. That one basically you activate it. It gives you like double attacks. You're basically like the Flash for a short moment.
What the fuck? Where did they find that word?
Speed, right?
Celerity, yeah, speed. And then
Okay, all right.
What did somebody fucking copyright the word alacrity?
Dude,
they didn't have like an old timey shithead way to say speedy.
This is the most.
What the fuck?
It's always been the most pretentious rule book in history. When you read this book, you're like,
Wow.
dude, I can't understand a quarter of these words. It feels like sometimes. Like the smartest people on earth, right? The game Vampire.
Great.
And then I'm also gonna select. I'm gonna say another one of Bob's will be potence, and that's one that makes you double strong. So we've selected those, right?
I put 2 points in impotence.
Yeah. So we've selected celerity and potence, and then you're gonna have powers related to those. If it says unlock, hold on, please. If it says unlock,
no, wait, those.
Wait, if it says unlock, that means it's a part of a different source book that I didn't buy. So we don't have access to that. It's not a part of it. It's like added in a subsequent book later on. So just ignore that. Bob, what?
So Bob, what you do is you buy it, and then you get access to rules that Kenneth doesn't have, so you can play him now.
If there's something you really want, shoot me over $30. I'll buy it and add it to the list.
Okay. So when you're talking about I thought the disciplines were already assigned.
They are.
Yeah, like that
because you selected a clan. If Blake is a K-Tiff.
You mean? Okay, right. Go ahead.
Blake's a K-Tiff, so he has to choose the disciplines. You're gonna have disciplines available for you already because they come with your clan. I'm just telling you. The only reason I'm saying your name is because I'm pointing out the ones that you're gonna have.
Okay, so I won't be selecting anything.
You don't have to.
You'll have options here, and now that you see me do it, you'll know what to do when you get there. Whether you have the exact options or not, they're similar enough.
So there's different degrees of celerity, I guess, is what it looks like.
Oh yeah. You have different powers within the discipline, and you can level them up.
Okay. So I've got speed, but that might be rapid reflexes versus cat's grace versus.
Yeah.
Okay. So I pick one of those types of celerity.
And you read about those. So we're gonna do cat grace and fleetness, and then we're gonna for potence. We're gonna do impotence. Soaring leap. I like that. Okay. You're going to select a.
It would be so funny if one of those was just like long boner.
It's thin, but it's long.
Subclass. Inhuman endurance.
Okay, so read about predator types when you get here. Okay, but basically a predator type for people who've played like D&D, it's almost like a class specialty. Okay, or like a background that gives you, or more so like a background, I guess, for like D&D 5e. But this is like the kind of predator you are. So try to pick it based on your character, not based on what it awards you, but it does award you a number of traits, disciplines, and advantages and flaws and things to make it easier to roleplay your character. So the
idea of what your character is inherently.
Here's an example. If I select Sandman, this one I rely on stealth or disciplines to feed on sleeping victims. This is the type of predator that I am. So you're going to be expected to prey on people like this. Okay, it's going to add a medicine specialty to me or stealth. I choose which one. I gain 1 dot of auspex or obfuscate, which are 2 different mental or stealth-based disciplines, and again a dot of resources. And then when I'm sleeping, my predator, or when I'm feeding, my predator pool is dexterity plus stealth. So it's determining my role. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and select it. Then it gives me a specialty. I go through that. So I'll do stealth. So that's special for me. It makes my rolls more successful and easier, and I'm going to go with obfuscate because that's a better ability, which you'll have as a Nosferatu, I believe, Blake. And you also have animal kin or animalism, bestiality, I think it's called. Cloak of Shadows.
Bestiality.
Okay.
+2 bestiality.
This one, spend a lot of time here. Okay. So this is your back, and I'm gonna probably stop going through it at this point. because this would take a long time for me to even just click through. Your merits and flaws are in your background are going to really guide a lot of your character. Okay, so just for example, I mean, there's a ton of shit in here. Okay, but let's just go to looks. I've got merits and flaws, and there's a point system up here. We have 7 total advantages, 2 flaws. And I was messing with it the other day. I'm not sure exactly how it balances out yet, but the way it used to work out is like flaws give you points to spend, advantages take points away. So like if you really wanted a really good advantage, you'd have to like take some flaws to afford it, like on your character sheet. So kind of think about it like that, where there's like a balance of who you are. You can't just make yourself super great. You have to also have things that are wrong with you. So you'll have, as a Nosferatu, you'd have like there's some you can't take, for example, because you'd have to remain ugly.
Because you gotta be a
Yeah,
uggo.
exactly. Or have like psoriasis real bad or something, like leprosy.
Famous face is not on my.
Yeah.
Is not.
But see
on
how
my
stunning
list.
is 4, right? So add 2 extra dice to all appropriate social dice pools. I'm just going to pick that. I could be stunning.
Ooh, yeah.
And you should see it fill. It should fill in. Yeah, it filled in there. This might not take too long. I'll also take beautiful.
Ooh.
Stunning. I don't actually. Those might. Well,
can you put any points in hottie
and
with the
remarkable
body?
features. There we go. So I am a hottie. I could take, but I also smell bad. Let's take stench. And and I'm transparent.
Oh wait, like actually?
Let's see.
Wow.
Oh no, you're for whatever reason you're not a good liar, and it shows. There are some that I really like for, I think, Bob. But anybody can take it, or you don't have to take it if you don't want it. But there is a, which one is it? Other, psychological, supernatural. 2 masters. No, it's 2 masters. Well, we came up with a name for that last week. What is that? We're the Jizz twins, but you have 2 dads instead. What do we call that?
Oh,
that's basically what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, where's this one at? Hang tight. It's a good one.
Pull out pals or something? No, it wasn't that.
Well, whatever that is, I'm interested. What's a pull out pal?
Pull out pal. That I feel like I can deduce what that means.
Because wasn't that like where you like mid jizz pulled out and like,
and then what? And then she like
went into the
winnowed,
other one,
and then winnowed directly to Reese, and he did it.
Right.
What did we call that?
What was that?
Oh, it was so good. Oh, okay, it's a folkloric bane. Okay, so this is what you asked about. You were asking about last week when you were talking about the game, Bob. Was like, oh, do we have like we can't cross water, have to be invited in, or all that?
Oh,
like none of that's real, but it can be if you take this bane. It can be real for you. Okay, so it's called the folkloric bane. You take aggravated damage, which is like real vampire damage, from whatever folklore things you select. Okay, so it could be like touching a silver coin, holy water, you can't cross running water, garlic repels you,
right,
you have to be invited into someone's home, that kind of stuff. If anybody wants to take that, I think those are super fun.
Allergic to the communion wafer.
Yeah, so those are the bane. Those are the things that hurt you. Folkloric block are the ones that I was just talking about. Where, oh, these spilled seeds that you have to count. Oh, that's so funny,
dude. I spill seed all the time.
Holy, yes,
nice.
Count it. I want to try that on a pixie, right? Just like jizz in front of her, like, oh, you got to count all the seeds. I'm like, there's 0. She gets me. Okay,
so
look through all that.
I have a folklore question. So are we all sensitive to sun thing? Is that kind of
it will kill you?
I mean not just if you pick this, but like all of us.
It will kill you.
Okay,
that has nothing to do with these. That's real.
Okay, so that seems to be pretty transcendent.
And so will fire.
Okay,
but for the most part, you're pretty resilient.
Okay.
What about UV light?
artificial UV light.
No, that's no, that one is a folkloric bane.
Is that a UVA, B?
Oh yeah, that's
or
right here.
C?
Ultraviolet light.
No, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to isolate the mechanism that kills the vampires. Is it? It's just line of sight with the sun. You die.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I won't ask any more questions about whether it's UVA or B.
Well, you can also take like a really sensitive. I forget what it's called, but there's one where you're very sensitive to light, and the moonlight can irritate you.
Like make you itchy.
Yeah.
Oh, it just gives you hives.
Okay. So you choose all those. Let's see. It looks like you notice here I have one specifically granted to me from choosing Sandman. So that's like another effect that could happen. Then you're gonna have a background. My background as for Caitiff seems to be status, which means I'll have someone will know who I am for some reason. But there's all sorts of others. There's things like contacts, like you could have human contacts in the real world that like do things for you. That's something you're gonna have to like learn to navigate, right? With otherwise. You guys are gonna have to find like you have to have like a place to live, right? Like a shelter, that kind of stuff. Actually, the Lesser Dead. I think you heard me talk about Vampire the Masquerade a lot during the Lesser Dead because of how close it is to like this lore and all the rules. If you think,
I'm telling you right now, I'm there.
Yeah. So if you think about that book, a lot of it was really accurate for what you're learning.
We're obviously living in the sewers. We're obviously buddies with the homeless people that also live down there.
Yep. So you select all that, which is going to take you a long time probably to read through, and I can't determine what it is that's making me not able to continue. What do they want me to select? No, they've got a lore sheet selected. Oh, come on. Anybody have eyes on what this one thing is that I can't seem to grab? Another merit, maybe?
No, I can't really understand the UX without playing with
Yeah.
it. Or the UI, rather. Illiterate.
Well,
there it is.
I'm trying to grab a
just build my character.
boon.
Grab your boon.
Grab your poon. What?
You heard what I said.
Come on, just fucking give me one I can open. There we go. Maybe that'll do it for me. Nah, come on. There's resources. Sandman. Is resources one of these? Sorry, they've got me locked out and I can't figure out why. Okay, so I'm not going to drag this on. So you will select all of these and your background and go through your lore sheet and select that. And then the other stuff here are concept and lore, which maybe I can just jump to. Oh, fuck me, I can. Where you're going to fill in character details, beliefs, and your coterie. We can leave a lot of this empty for now if you need to until we can talk about it through like Discord, because a lot of this is based on like the relationship between you guys. Fill out as much character details as you can. Let's talk through that as you do it. And then you're going to get into progression. You're going to get to spend some experience right away. You've got 15, and these tell you the experience cost on the right tells you what everything costs. If you're a Caitiff, it'll all cost extra. But otherwise, here's how you can increase things. Increase what you want. Look at your next levels of. Think about if you increase an attribute, you're gonna get a lot of return on that point investment because it's gonna be a part of like most of your die rolls. Okay. If you want to earn new specialties or increase skills, That's going to help you depending on how much you decide you think your character is going to use it. You increase your discipline. That's going to make you a lot more powerful when you use your discipline, but not all the time. So, I mean, typically the biggest return is attribute, but potency is also a good one. But you won't have enough money to do that currently, I don't think. But maybe you will. And then we will on the side. We'll real quick touch on these things up top. These things up top here are generated by other selections you've made on your character sheet. Your health, you have superficial damage and aggravated damage. Aggravated superficial damage is just like anything that hurts you. Okay. Aggravated damage is actual real vampire damage that can hurt you, takes time to heal, and can kill you. Okay. You're going to mark these off in your character sheet in different boxes. As that damage is dealt, you never want to be dealt all of your aggravated damage because you'll probably not be a character anymore. Yes. Your humanity, we can talk about adjusting this, but for the most part, everyone starts at 7. 7's like a base level moral human. As a vampire, you're constantly struggling, battling the internal fight between your humanity and what's called the beast. All right. So the beast is what's within you and wants to overtake you and make you just go carnal and crazy and then completely lose touch with humanity, become a beast and die.
That's also what I call it.
Yeah, the humanity? That's weird. Yeah. Hello, humanity. So this is like, that's the base level moral human, okay? And you all are going to start there. And there's going to be some roles and like role-playing stuff based on that number. And if it goes down, if it causes you to go into a frenzy, that kind of thing. Or if you want to pursue like super enlightenment, you could do that too, which I've seen people do. Is interesting. Your willpower is basically your social health pool or like your mental health pool. And then your blood potency is going to determine a few things like how much you can rouse your blood. You're going to do that a lot. So you wake up, you have to do a rouse check. You're going to hear a lot about rouse checks, okay? Where you roll 1 10-sided die. If you're successful, cool, you just wake up and you like get your blood pumping, right? You get your blood moving through your body and animate the corpse that is. If you fail, you increase your hunger. You got to go feed, right?
Okay,
and that's it. As you deny your hunger longer, unlife gets harder for you. Okay, but your blood potency is determining how many dice you roll every time you rouse your blood to do things. Anytime you do cool vampiric shit, rouse the blood. Anytime you want to make better rolls, rouse the blood. Anytime you want to do like a special ability, rouse the blood. So all these things where you're taking the blood and you're calling upon its power to do things and exerting yourself, you're risking increasing your hunger and needing to feed. That's what your blood potency is going to affect.
I feel like I'm one of those dogs that those videos where it's like I'm saying a lot of words that my dog really likes. You're like, and we're going on a walk at the park, right? Except you were just saying words that make me kind of giggle. You're like, rouse harder the blood, it swells. Yeah. And like, can you stop saying dick words? I can't listen.
Speaking of dick, though, if you want to have sex in the game, you gotta rouse the blood. Yes, you gotta send. You gotta magically, consciously send blood to the penis. And you you gotta roll the dice, and you can send maybe too much and blow it up if you go into a frenzy.
Wait. Okay. How resistant to physical trauma are our bodies?
Very, very.
Like if I could just take like a knife and just like put it through my hand.
Yeah, but damage that pierces your skin would deal you. Would that deal? No, that would be still superficial for you. It would deal you damage, but you could heal it up.
Okay, so what if I'm like not very good?
The aggravated damage. The aggravated damage is going to come from things like sunlight, fire, supernatural weapons, or supernatural, like other vampires attacking you with their claws or fangs.
Holy water.
Yeah. Well, if it affects you, yeah. If you have a bane, right, or that bane, and you could take so much superficial damage that you start over on your health track and start tracking it as artificial. So you could be like chained up, right? And just slashed or beaten to death with given enough time and effort.
Oh yeah. They got to put you through the meat grinder. Now I know you're trying to do a good job of explaining the like rules of this
I'm
game.
done with that.
I'm
it's our
very
work question time. We've got like a.
I'm very
4 or 5
stuck on
minutes.
how what the mechanics of my character getting a boner are.
Yeah,
And I'm
let's hear it.
was thinking out loud that like if as you get a little older, as you become middle-aged and older vampire, you have a little more trouble rousing the blood, right? And so that task becomes a little more difficult. But if you're really resistant to superficial damage, I feel like you could just sort of like game the system by taking
Whip it.
whatever, shoving it all the way up your ass and then like into the back of your penis like a puppet.
You could.
And then you just clinch it there.
Yeah.
And you just do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, let's see why not.
Which I'm sure would be way more pleasurable than just taking Vampire.
Yeah.
Vampire.
Vampire.
All right, let's talk about things you want to talk about or questions that you need to proceed. And by the way, all of this we can constantly. I expect the session 0 vampire chat to be active with these kind of questions and filling in details and giving me links and screenshots to your characters and stuff like that. But anything now that would benefit from live discussion.
So I'm confused on how we communicate. So there's the. So if we go back to the groups.
No, we're communicating in Discord.
So no communication is taking place like in the journals task area or anything like that.
The very first one I tried, both got deleted and couldn't be appropriately shared.
Okay,
publicly.
so
we're not using it.
Nothing there. Okay, all right. The other thing is you wanted me to be a childer, right?
Yeah.
Not a neonate. Or okay, I just want to make sure. This seems like it's going to take a little time.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is not something I can get done in like 10 minutes or anything like that. Not that I want to allot that much. I just want to make sure I plan enough time.
I'd say if you had like an hour or so.
Yeah.
And where you can,
Bob, you're going to want to read all the little details of like every option. And that's not a knock on you. I'm going to do the same thing. But like, there's just going to be a lot of shit.
Set some time aside. And I need to have this done by 2 weeks from today.
Well, I hopefully sooner because it's gonna. At least, can we call it a week?
Oh yeah,
that's fine. Characters done by a week from now.
That's fine. I think.
And then I've got a week to incorporate to adjust stories based on it.
Okay. And then, would you be willing to hop on if I have like
anytime?
Once what I'd like to do is kind of get them picked out, and then maybe run through my choices. So I would imagine it would be kind of a commitment for you, but just to run through and just say, hey, does this look correct and all that stuff. Just so I had that confidence. That's all.
Yep.
Okay.
And you could any questions along the way, just drop it in the chat, right?
Yeah.
So
okay. All right. Well,
but anyone else? Anything? Anyone else?
As long as I can undo fuck ups, that's sounds like that's. I don't know, if I just make a bad decision or something, I can change something, right?
No.
Oh.
If you make it not once the game starts.
Oh no! Right. No, I understand that. But once, like, as I'm developing the character, I can go modify things. But once we start playing.
That person exists. Once you start playing.
That's fine. Yeah. And that's not what I was saying. Like, oh man, I wish I would have this boogaloo power or whatever.
You're talking about a user experience on the website, sort of.
Yeah, we can change your.
Like,
just like all the choices that we're making. Now, I just want to make sure that I'm picking what I understand. I'm picking is actually what I'm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about if you get to a point of where you finalize it, if you can or not. Let me check.
And So, can you save your progress? Because I don't really see a
It saves automatically.
It does? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's keyboard bound Alt F4.
Not Control F4.
No.
And I did want to show you guys. I'm gonna share one more time, I guess, because I want to show you guys something. So this is what the character sheet looks like in the end.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I kept opening up to initially. So I think I started a character when I was kind of tooling around, and I think that's why it was.
Yeah. So this is why we're using Nexus, because this is incredible. So like if you at any point you want to know, like you need to know what's athletics about again, you just click athletics. It brings it up. Everything about it. Plus you can make notes, right? And then when it comes time to make rolls, if I'm like, okay, roll wits plus dexterity, you're going to go here where the number is, click wits. And then you're going to go dexterity. And then it generates down here. Whoa, great. Where it says storyteller kin. Okay, hold on a second. I think you're ready.
Yeah, I was going to tell you earlier. It looked better with those off.
Let me get in there and do that.
Or if you could right align them, I think that would make a big difference.
Right. Let me see what I can do. Motherfuck you, dude. Bang. Okay, there we go. Okay, so down here, it says wits plus dexterity. I'm trying to zoom in. Okay. And I would click this, and it opens up the dice pool that I currently have.
Nice.
Hey, whoa, hang on. Is this gonna be demon stuff?
There's no demon stuff. I mean,
these are like, those symbols are looking awfully satanic. I'm just worried about
that's the Vampire the Masquerade Ankh. Okay. So then you're gonna whatever your hunger is. Let's say you have a hunger of 2 right now. You're going to add hunger dice. These fuck up your roll.
Oh.
Then you're gonna roll. All right, and it's gonna tell you how many nothings you got. No unsuccesses, right? No, unsuccessful. This tells you got a total of 3 successes. Okay. So that one's a success, and that one's a crit success, but you need 2 crits to actually get a critical. So 2 of those would generate double. So if I rolled that twice, it would be 4 successes. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. But it tells you successes here. So look, I'm extra successful. I got a 3. That's good. And then we'll interpret what the successes mean when we do it. But that's basically how this works.
Are there not minuses? There's just neutrals and pluses, or is there minuses?
Your minuses are coming from your hunger dice.
Hunger, yeah.
Your red dice.
Yeah. But basically it's a 50-50. Each.
Oh, the red dice rolled nothings in that case. Right. I was thinking that the red dice were like,
they have blanks, but they can also cancel out your rolls. But for the most part, you just have a number of successes that you have to hit. Successes, okay, on the D10, 6 and higher. So if I want to make things more difficult for you, I change the number of successes that you need, or I change your dice pool. But otherwise, we don't change that number, so it's easy to always remember what you need to do. Here, it's the vampire dice, so it's just the symbols. But yeah, that's how that works. And then all of your check boxes and stuff are here. So if you if I tell you like take 2 health damage, you'll click the box and put slashes in it. If I say take an aggravated, you click it again. Makes it an X. That's how you got aggravated damage. That takes extra time and blood to heal. Here's your blood potency. What's that mean? Click it, read it, right?
Nice.
Surge of blood. Cool. During the game, I'll go through all the other rules of how you actually need to play a game. Like, for example, like, oh, you wake up, rouse the blood.
Yeah, I'll rouse my blood.
Yeah.
Time to rouse that blood. I'm gonna call it right now. We're gonna need to rouse the blood.
And do you want to
getting old? I still wake up and the blood is roused.
Do you want to look like a dead stinky vampire? Do you want to look like a dead stinky vampire all day, or do you want to have the appearance of life?
Rouse the blood. My glamour on.
Rouse the blood again. So
all of these choices for these different aspects, those are all explained in the rule book, right?
Yeah, but they're explained
right there on
Don't
the
go
thing
to the rule
while
book.
you're going through it.
Everything you could possibly need was there while you were selecting it. It's the best collection of all the knowledge.
I wasn't sure if that was just like a summary or if that's all I need.
That's all you need. It's
just right there. Okay.
And again, not only is it all you need, it is the best available collection of all current content.
Okay.
Because the rule book can become outdated.
Right. My rule book's from 2021, I think, or 2020.
Huh.
And they add and adapt rules in subsequent, like the DLCs, the supplemental books. So, but it's all collected in that one spot there.
So this is where, like in D&D, where there's all these kinds of books. Like if I really like this clan, I imagine there's probably a book about that clan that.
Not specifically, but there's more about them in other books. Like there's more. I mean, not more than there is going to be.
There will be after our show gets super popular and Vampire the Masquerade gets super popular by extension.
Right.
Nice.
They can ride our coattails all the way to as much publishing as they want to.
That's right.
Gotta have goals.
All right, dudes. We fucking did it.
We did.
Yeah. Right, nice. Stay on for a second, but let's end the stream, right?
Vampires.
Yep. Hey, suckers. Don't forget to change your socks. Wait, no, wash your socks. Wash your gym socks.
Send us money.
Don't forget to wash your gym socks.
Clean your gym socks.
I don't know if they have a way to send us money. We'll rectify that. Bye.